As a grown adult, how many times have you received vaccinations in order to prevent diseases, and were they successful? As grown adults, we have the privilege of choosing what we want to do with our bodies. Unfortunately, that not being the case for newborns, their parents get to decide what goes in or what doesn't go in of their child's body. Sometimes their decisions not being the greatest and them not knowing that it can impact their child's health in a negative way later down the road. I believe all children should be vaccinated just because babies are born so fragile. Babies are born so fragile with little to no defenses, with their immune system being very weak. Babies' immune systems are not developed at all when they're born, which puts them more at risk for viruses, for infections, diseases, all of that. And babies cannot take medication orally when they're babies, when they're just born. So the only way to prevent diseases in the early stages are through vaccines. And I get it. A lot of parents don't want to risk their babies getting things into their body, like chemicals into their body, because of the negative side effects, not knowing that the side effects are actually normal. So there's some vaccines that intentionally incorporate germs into them so the body can activate its fight or flight response. So in the future, when your baby does catch a cold or does catch an infection, it's not going to be as severe because it's going to have that muscle memory and it's going to know how to fight back the germs and the diseases. Also, in the lifespan of newborn to 12 months, babies are required to get 20 to 25 shots or vaccines depending on their health status. And a lot of them are just boosters, so that just makes you think, like, if that many vaccines are required, it means because it's doing something better for your kid. And I know it's hard to keep track of like all the vaccinations and the boosters and the doses that your babies are required to get, but they do provide an immunization record, which looks like this. This is an immunization record. It consists all the shots that babies are required to get, the amount of doses, the date. And I think that is very helpful because it breaks down what they're doing and how it's going to benefit them. And I just believe that the benefits of vaccines outweigh the risk just because your baby gets to live a longer and healthier life, because the vaccines provided to them do come with like lifetime benefits. Rather, if you have a non-vaccinated baby, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but the risk for them to get really severe illnesses is higher because they're going to have a really weak immune system and they're more likely to catch viruses and they're more likely to be sick often because their immune system has no support. And they can be a danger to other people with like cancer or with leukemia or anybody else that has weak defenses or weak immune systems. They can be a danger to them and actually kill another person if they're sick. I know this is a biased topic, but I believe that it's best to do something for your kids right now that you can, control what you can, so in the future you won't regret it. You cannot build a strong immune system from one day to another, so I advise you guys to take it into consideration and do what's best for your baby's health. Thanks.